There was this young MBA graduate who recently got graduated from one of the prestigious universities in the world, and he got an opportunity to visit his ancestral home. While he toured his ancestral village, he spotted an old man in the center of the village sitting in front of a hut basking in the sun. He decided to have a conversation with him to understand the heritage and history of the village. So while he was having a conversation, it got really interesting, and in between he noted a peculiar sound which was made by the old man, like this, "Aye." So when the first time the old man made this sound, the MBA graduate, he got curious, but he didn't pay much attention to it, and then the conversation continued. And for the second time when the old man did the same sound, "Aye, aye," now the MBA graduate got a little bit more curious, but he withheld his temptation to ask what it is about. And when for the third time the old man did the same sound, now this guy couldn't hold his curiosity. He openly asked the old man, "Sir, why are you making this peculiar sound?" The old man replied to the young graduate saying that, "Son, behind me is a hut, and inside that hut I have installed an oil press which is being pulled by a cow." And the old man continued saying that, "To make sure the oil press is working, even if I am not inside the hut, I have tied a bell onto the neck of the cow. So when the cow moves, the bell will make a ringing sound, thereby denoting me that the oil press is working. So when the cow gets tired and it stops, I will not hear that ringing sound of the bell, and I get to know that the cow is tired, so I will give some motivation, which in this case I will make this sound, I am here, you start working. So this is how my oil press works, my dear son." The young graduate really got fascinated by this witty tactic, and then he started to think about it. As he is an MBA graduate, he analyzed all the possibilities, what could go wrong, what could go right, and then something struck his mind. He asked it out to the old man, "Sir, I want to ask you a question." And then the old man replied, "Ask away." The young man asked, "Sir, what if the cow stands in its own place and starts to shake its head, thereby conning you? Now what you will do to deal with this situation?" The old man laughed at the young graduate, and then he said, "My dear son, the cattle will not do that." Now the young graduate got really curious, and then he asked, "Why?" And then the old man replied to him saying that, "Son, the cattle is not educated as you are." Friends, I would like to share this story at any point of time in my life because it's really fascinating and it sheds a lot of light on learning. We get educated to learn. As we get educated, we get to learn a lot of things which are not important to us at all, which is of no use to us at all, like some habits, attitudes, behaviors, stuff like them. For an example, you can take this story. In this story, the graduate has learned how to think critically, and he's applying this learning everywhere. Imagine him using this critical thinking in relationships. He will be miserable to live with. So some learnings you gotta let go. You gotta shy away from using it, forget it, or even delete it permanently because they are causing too much harm to you than good. So if you ask me this question, Gautham, how could I learn better and how could I let go of certain things? What you need to do is you need to understand the types of learning associated with it. So there are three types to it. Type number one is called the learning or the new learning. The type 2 is relearning. The type 3 is unlearning. So if you understand these concepts beautifully, you will know how to let go of certain things which you have learned in the past. Type 1 learning is called the new learning or just a learning. So it's not out of the world, you can easily understand. Let's say I'm not a computer software engineer, which I'm not, and I need to learn about some coding. So what I need to do is I need to sit and learn something new. That is called new learning, right? As simple as that. And type 2 is called relearning. So what is relearning? Along the way, we have learned a lot of things and we have forgot them. So what we need to do is we need to relearn. Let's say there's a father who has got an 8th grade son living in his house. Now the son comes with an algebra question to the father to help him solve it. Now the father, who has completed his school education 15 or 20 years back, he cannot remember all those things about algebra. So what he needs to do, if he needs to help his son, he needs to sit and relearn the basics of algebra so that he can help his son. So this is what basically is relearning is about. The third thing is called as the unlearning. So unlearning is you need to let go of, you need to delete whatever you learned in your life. You know, why is it so important? Let me tell you with another story. An educated man went to a guru who happened to know the secrets of life. So he wanted to learn it from the guru. He went to the guru and then he said that, look, I'm really educated. I've been to a lot of universities. I've got a lot of degrees. I've traveled to a lot of countries and I've met a lot of people. So it's easy to teach me. So accept me as your disciple. Now the guru took a deep look into him and then he asked one of his disciples to bring a cup of tea. So the disciple obediently brought a tea in a pot with 2 cups and saucers, one for the guru and another for the educated man. Now the guru started to serve tea for the educated man. So he took the teapot and then he started to pour the tea inside the cup, and the educated man was watching it thoroughly. Now the cup got full, it started to overflow, it started to fill the saucer. The educated man started to think, okay, this might be the custom here because they let the tea to overflow the cup and get into saucer and then they drink on both of them. That's what he thought. And then the guru didn't stop. He kept on pouring and pouring and pouring. Now the saucer is full and started to overflow, spilling onto the ground. The tea was getting waste. The educated person got really angry about it and then he started to say, see, they said that you know the secrets of life. Now you don't know how to serve a tea at all. Look at the tea, it's getting spilled on the ground, it's been getting wasted. What are you doing about it, guru? Now the guru looked at the educated man and said, son, you wanted to learn something, but your mind is full like this cup. So even if I pour something into it, it will spill, it will go waste. Likewise, whatever input, whatever learning that I teach to you, it will go waste because your mind is already full. Empty it and come back. Learn to unlearn, my dear friends. You might have taken decisions all your own while you work for a company. Now, as you have moved to the managerial position or to the leadership positions, now you need to unlearn to take decisions all of your own. You need to discuss with people, get their ideas, and then take a decision. So for this to happen, for this new learning to happen, first you need to unlearn what you have learned before. This is the way forward. So if you want to grow ahead in life, my dear friends, you got to learn new things, relearn things that you have forgot, the good things. Third, learn to unlearn. This is the most important factor. If you do this, you will be growing day by day as a better person. I hope this video has shed some really good insight about learning. So imagine a reader, leader, thinker, wanderer, trainer, and an ambivert blessed with people and coaching skills. That's me, Gautham, your coach, founder, able experts. Until next video, peace and prosperity. Bye-bye.